What's going on, everyone? Happy Friday evening to everyone. Hopefully everyone is doing well and staying safe. It's time now for the Friday evening update on Tropical Storm Beryl for Friday evening, July 5th, 2024. If you're new to my channel, this is where we do daily weather updates and tropical weather updates. Our big focus lately has been what's going on with Hurricane Beryl and now Tropical Storm Beryl. Yes, it has been downgraded to a tropical storm. If you're new to my channel, subscribe down below. Give this a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, share these videos with anyone you know. We want to keep as many people informed, notified, and safe as possible. And of course, leave your comments down below. Let me know how I'm doing. Alrighty, let's talk about Beryl. So Beryl has been over the Yucatan Peninsula today, and it has weakened significantly. It is starting to exit the Yucatan Peninsula and head into the Gulf of Mexico. You can see here, originally it wasn't expected to be this far north, but it is, and because of that, the track has also adjusted north as well. Now, it's going to go back over the Gulf of Mexico, but it's not going to immediately just go right back up to a hurricane. It's going to take some time. Some of these waters are a little bit cooler initially, and it needs to reorganize itself. You can see here, this is nowhere near the impressive look we saw for Beryl over the past several days. This is a much weakened Beryl, but as history tells us with Beryl, it can easily reorganize once again. It tried to do so yesterday, so we'll see what happens as it goes over the Gulf of Mexico. Alrighty, before we show you the track, I want to show you the latest numbers for Beryl. Hurricane and storm surge watches issued for portions of the western Gulf. Center of Beryl expected to merge over the Gulf of Mexico during the next few hours. So it's starting to do that now. And the numbers as of 4 p.m. Central Time were 15 miles per hour west-northwest movement. Minimum pressure was 989 millibars. The maximum sustained winds were at 65 miles per hour. Taking a look at the hurricane track from the National Hurricane Center, it is expected to remain as a tropical storm up until about 1 a.m. Sunday. After that, it's going to start strengthening a little bit, and will eventually get back to hurricane status by 1 p.m. on Sunday. It will then continue to strengthen into hurricane status, probably becoming a Category 1 hurricane according to the Hurricane Center, and then making landfall somewhere between Corpus Christi, Port Lavaca may be a possibility, somewhere between there and Houston. You can see Houston, Texas is now in the cone of uncertainty, and landfall is expected to be around 1 p.m. on Monday, though the impacts will be felt much sooner than that. And you can see it's going to take its good old time going over Texas. So eastern Texas, you're going to be in for quite the rainfall event, plus wind, and plus along the coast, storm surge. So once again, hurricane watches are up along the coast of Texas. Let's take a look at the estimated time of arrival for the winds, or at least the tropical storm winds. And you can see between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Sunday, already tropical storm force winds will be headed towards the Texas coast. And by 8 p.m., all of the Texas coast will be experiencing tropical storm winds. There will even be tropical storm winds felt across portions of western Louisiana as well. Let's take a look at the models. The models this afternoon, the tropical ones, did shift north a little bit once again. Like I said earlier, Port Lavaca is possibly a place of interest for landfall at this time. So we will have to really watch what happens for you. Taking a look at the intensity here, you can see the intensity guidance does not strengthen this very much. However, Beryl has a strong history of going against whatever the intensity guidance shows. Remember before, they never had it go into a Category 5, let alone Category 4. There might have been one member that had it hitting Category 4, but really not many did. So here we go. They don't do much of it. They do redevelop it. Some go up to a Category 1, but again, there's potential. It could go even stronger than that. So don't pay too much attention to that at this time. Taking a look at the European, we're going to start off with the South Central view. And here we go. Take a look what happens as we're in the 12Z Sunday. The European says Beryl is already starting to redevelop, and watch this, as it gets closer to Texas, it may undergo a period of potential rapid intensification. You can see here, and look where it makes landfall. Right near Port Lavaca, here's Houston up here, Corpus Christi down here, so yes, we really need to pay attention to this. The European is a very strong Category 2, if not a weak Category 3 at landfall. Storm surge would be significant. winds would be significant, and then watch what happens here. Rainfall. Texas would just get dumped on, at least eastern Texas, before this storm system would eventually exit stage right and go on up into Arkansas and portions of Louisiana, probably as a tropical depression or just a remnant low with very heavy rainfall around that. But then there's something else I have to show you about the European. Watch this leftover rainfall. Look at this. You do see here that a boundary links up with this, and across portions of the Northeast, you do get very, very heavy rainfall. Ahead of this, how much rainfall am I talking about? Well, let me show you a total accumulated precipitation. Take a look at that. Anywhere from 3 to 5, even, yes, 6+ inches of rainfall is being shown for the New York City area. Back across Texas, you can see here, very heavy rainfall as well. 3 to 6 inches of rainfall with locally 6 to 12 inches possible from Beryl. And again, this will ride that boundary that we've been talking about on this channel. I kid you not, probably close to, if not over a week now, we've been talking about a boundary would set up somewhere in the east. Add in Beryl linking up with that now, and you could really run into some flooding problems for a lot of places, from anywhere from Texas straight on through to the Northeast. So this is something that we'll really have to watch. Of course, the flooding in the Northeast, we'll worry about that down the line. Right now, our biggest concern is what happens for Texas. Taking a look now at the latest HWRF run. This is the 12Z run. 18Z is not in yet, but it continues to show what I've been talking about. You can see over the Gulf of Mexico as I'm advancing this. It gets stronger as it gets closer to Texas. Look at this. Yes, some rapid intensification possible right before landfall. Now, this is a little bit further south near Corpus Christi, and Port Lavaca is a little bit more to the north. It doesn't really matter all that much, although the places nearest to the eye wall will be seeing the worst impacts, but this could easily shift anywhere between here and as far northeast as Houston. I mean, I'm not ruling out Houston just yet, but somewhere within this area, you really need to start preparing right now. Get the generators ready. Get the cases of water. If you live on the coast, start preparing for the fact that you may have to evacuate if this really starts to get its act together going quickly over the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to be one of those weekends where there's going to be a lot of weather enthusiastic people on social media, everywhere, even here on YouTube. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be glued to the infrared satellite or the satellite picture, the models, and you might see some hype out there that says, oh, there's going to be a blah, blah, blah category headed into Houston or this. Please, always, no matter what people say, including myself, always refer to your local government officials and the National Hurricane Center. Always seek the advice of them. People like me are just here to guide you into the right direction as to what could potentially happen. And right now, what I'm telling you could potentially happen is you could potentially have a Category 2 hurricane. That's what I'm thinking right now. A Category 2 hurricane heading into Texas. Could it get to Category 3? It's possible if rapid intensification does occur up to, say, 12 hours before landfall. But right now, given that we are a tropical storm, and, you know, the next update may show it even weaker, hurricane hunters are flying into the storm right now as we speak. They may find it a little bit weaker. It's going to take them probably till at least middle of tomorrow until we really start to see this organized once again. Tonight, it'll just be slow meander. I don't expect it to weaken too much more, but tomorrow afternoon and evening is when I think we're going to start to see it organize again. Tomorrow night is when we start looking for convective organization once again. So repeating, let's step backwards for a second. Tropical storm winds are going to start coming onto the Texas coast, say between 8 a.m. and mid-afternoon on Sunday. And this is going to continue right on into Monday. Monday is going to be pretty much ground zero for wherever this makes landfall. So Port Lavaca, southwest of Houston, and maybe Corpus Christi. These are the areas that you really need to watch right now. But impacts, again, will be felt all the way as far east as Louisiana. There will be high waves, high surf, even some winds. Yeah, you'll even see some showers in Louisiana as well. And then, of course, farther down the line, like I showed you, as we head into next week, we'll be watching as this potentially links up with a front, as the European is showing here, and produces very heavy rainfall across a lot of places. Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, D.C., all the way up to Maine. you really need to keep an eye on this. There is indications that there's going to be a deep plume of tropical moisture with this, so it really could provide flooding. Again, Texas right now is our big concern, and we're looking at landfall going to be happening on Monday morning. The Hurricane Center is going with landfall near Port Lavaca, and you can see sometime between, we'll say about 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Monday. So Monday's going to be the day that we really watch Texas, and of course I will have updates on this all weekend long. If you enjoyed this update, give it a thumbs up. Want to see more content like this? Subscribe down below. Share this with anyone you know. And of course, leave your comments down below and hit that notification bell. Have a great Friday night, everyone. I will see you all again tomorrow. Please stay informed, and if you're in Texas, start preparing now. Thanks for watching.